Hello, hello, hello. This is Patrice Williams. Oh my goodness. I am so excited to be here. I've been waiting for this show. Actually took out my braids, waiting for this show for a week and a half. So today is December 2nd. I have with me Tiffany Caldwell. The show today is Embracing Your Natural Hair Through the Pandemic and Determine Your Hair Porosity. We are live. This is Turning Point with Patrice Williams, and I'm bringing on, with no further ado, my good friend, Tiffany Caldwell, owner of Crown 26 Beauty Supply. There she is.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I am so excited. You had me come out of my braids for today's show, ma'am.
Oh gosh, you're gonna love this, so it's gonna be great.
It is. You know, your volume sounds a little low to me right now.
Is this better?
Say something else.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but you sound a little low. Can it go a little higher? I know we did a sound check. You were perfect then, but now you sound a little tiny bit lower.
Oh,
and I want to make sure everybody can hear you. Let's see. Maybe it's me. Okay. I think it's me. Okay.
Well, can you hear me?
I can. So I think it was me. So if anyone else is having a volume, turn up your own volume. That's what I just did. Now I can hear it fine. So sorry, that was me. But to me, we've been in a pandemic, and how do we take care of our own hair? Like, we're going to beauty stylists less. And so we really just need to know how to do our own hair. And so in talking to you, it was wonderful because you just opened up your beauty supply store. And so I was, asking you questions about the best products to buy. And you were talking about hair porosity, you were talking about all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And so you said you would come on and tell us all what to do. But before you do, I want everyone to know what we're doing. And what we're doing is we're testing our own hair porosity, right?
That's correct.
And what I need everyone to do, and I see Alyssa Shank Stewart. She says she has her 4 cups. The water needs to be warm.
No, room temperature is fine.
Okay, so we can just take it out of the pour it right from the faucet. Okay, so we have our 4 cups. Everyone, we're going to give you a few minutes to go get your water. You need 4 different cups, mugs, 4 different. Okay, so we're going to give you a minute to go get that together. We're all going to test together. Tara Beasley Stanberry says, "Good morning, Mocha Divas." And Empower Solano says, "Welcome, Tiffany Caldwell." Yay! CEO, owner of Crown 26 Beauty Supply. So, okay, you all go get your water. And while you're getting your water, Tiffany, I want you to tell us why did you open Crown 26 Beauty Supply?
Okay.
During the pandemic.
Well, when all the beauty supply stores were closed for a good 3 months, I couldn't get anything for my hair. My daughter needed to get some crochet braids, and I went into a beauty supply store, and I went in there, got the stuff that I wanted, but the workers there were a bit rude to me, and so I went ahead and left there disappointed, a little upset, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to create my own beauty supply store. And then at first I was just talking, and then I decided to do more research, and I did, and I'm like, okay, well, here we are now. Because when you go into Crown 26 Beauty Supply Store, we're not going to be rude. We're going to be knowledgeable with wonderful customer service, and you'll enjoy coming here to Crown 26.
I agree. Every time I come, I learn something new, and new. I learned new products. And what I noticed about the products in your store is they're all high quality products.
Yes, majority of the products are Black owned. I have majority Black owned products like Miel, Ali K, TGN or TGIN, curls, and those are high product hair, but I'm telling you, they work and they're lovely. You'll enjoy them. But it also just depends on your hair porosity type of which ones you should actually be using.
Okay, but you also, now, do you also service women of color, curly? I mean, is it just, you have Black products, but do you have products that service all hair types?
Oh yeah, Miel, teaching and curl, they are all multicultural. It's not just for Black hair care. It's for every woman that has hair on their head, because you have your wavy hair, your curly hair, your tight coils, and multicultural products like Miel and Tijan will be awesome for your hair.
Very good. Very good. Does everybody have their water? Okay, we have just a minute to go because I'm going to ask Tiffany another question. Crown 26, where did that name come from?
Oh, okay. So my mom recently passed on about almost 2 years ago. And if anybody know my mom, her name is Stephanie, and she'll tell you my name means crown. And the 26 comes from, because 26 is her favorite number. So I decided to put all that together to pay tribute and respect to my mom.
I love that. I love that story. Okay, so Cheryl Bailey McDonald says the customer service at Crown 26 Beauty Supply is amazing. We have a fellow business owner, Tara Beasley Stanberry, says she's so happy to have a Black-owned beauty supply store in our county. Tara is also a business owner. She runs Noonies, and right now they are doing, she makes amazing cakes and pies. I've had her German chocolate cake, and I had to start cutting it up to give it away because I was like, there's no way I'll sit here and just try to eat this cake, and that wouldn't be good. So, okay, everyone, you have your water. We are ready to go. So hair porosity, what is hair porosity? Why are we doing this? What is hair porosity?
Well, hair porosity, it just lets you know what can be put in your hair. Typically, if you have low porosity, you might want to just focus on the ends of your hair because it might be more drier because your hair is nice and tight, versus high porosity, where your hair is easily to be stretched and it's dry and it's fragile and it's usually thin cuticles and it breaks more. So you just want to test it so you can know what kind of hair products that you need to put in your hair.
Got it. So for all of us that are just kind of what they call product junkies, it's going to help us because we're not just buying everything, and everything might not be good for us, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so we all have our 4 cups, mugs, water. We all have that in front of us. What do you want us to do next?
Well, for me, since I do have my hair a little twisted up, I left out some hair. So I'm going to be pulling out the strands. I don't like to cut, but I'm going to be pulling hair out of my hair in the front and then also in the back. And I'm going to be putting each strand from the front, both sides, in the cup, and then also from the back into each cup. And I'm just pulling out one strand. So a total of 4 strands that's going to be taken out of my hair into the cups.
Okay, so we're not losing a whole lot of hair.
No, not a whole lot of hair. Y'all ready?
And I think I told you what I'm going to do is one here, one in the middle, because I think I have a different texture in the middle and a different texture in the back, and then one on the side.
Yeah.
Okay. And what I'm going to do is put all of my cups in order so I don't get confused. So I have mine just kind of lined up. here with my Wonder Woman cut going to be the side.
All right.
So, okay, so we're pulling out one strand of hair.
One strand of hair.
Now, what if we have products and stuff in our hair? Is that going to mess up the test?
It can. It definitely can, and that's why we're going to go over like the characteristics of hair that you actually that you should be able to know about your hair, because that definitely makes a difference. If you have products on your hair, it's definitely going to weigh your hair down.
Okay, we were supposed to do one, and I just pulled out like a gazillion hairs.
Oh, I just only did one. I don't know if anyone could see that. Yeah. Okay. Just one, and then you're just gonna place your hair in the water. You don't want to submerge it. You just let it do its thing.
Now, do we do one at a time, or we're just doing that one right now? Okay, so y'all don't go too fast. We're just doing that. Yeah, everybody have your one hair, and you said don't submerge it. Just put it right on the top.
Place it right in there.
Okay. And so, do you want us to move on, or are we just studying our hair?
We're going to move on. I just want to get my hair in here.
Okay.
All right. How many hairs do you have in there, Miss Patrice?
4.
4. Okay. 4 in 1 cup or 1 in each?
4 in 1 cup, because I just did that one.
Oh, okay.
But it was a bunch of hairs, and I think my hair is a little finer than I thought. Anyway, it's just one now. I just eliminated all those extras. So don't submerge it. Just I think I'm just mucking this up. Okay, so
I got all mine in there.
Okay, so you have all yours. Okay, so I'm gonna do my middle. Now, how long do we let these hairs submerge?
Usually just a few minutes would do well.
Okay.
You don't have to do a very long time.
Okay. And if it hurts that I'm pulling it out, that kind of means I'm pulling too many hairs, huh?
Yeah, you only want to make sure you get one strand. You kind of have to separate your hair. You don't want to do more than one. Okay,
so while I'm doing that, I see a question.
Yes.
So let me just put this middle hair in there, and then I'm gonna go to the question. I see a question there. Okay, so Yvonne Green says, say that again about the difference of porosity.
All right, so let's talk about medium porosity. Medium porosity is pretty much the goal. You really want your hair to get to medium porosity. It's your cuticles are nice and straight. There's no uplifting of them. It's not too tight. It's just perfect. Because within everything, you want to have a balance of everything. So when we talk about high hair porosity, it usually means that, well, in this test, we're going to see it's going to sink to the bottom. Now, if you have a lot of hair product on your hair today, more than likely your hair is going to sink to the bottom, but that's okay. We're just doing this for the fun of it. But generally speaking, knowing the characteristics of your hair is the best thing to do. So also with high porosity, the cuticles of your hair is like uplifted, and so when you put water on there, it's not going to absorb all the water as great, and you'll notice that your hair is dry majority of the time, and it dries in seconds or minutes. It doesn't take a long time for your hair to dry. Usually with high porosity hair, you want to make sure you use, let's see, you want to make sure you fill out your whole hair with oils and butters to make it really keep it nice and moist. Protein treatments are definitely high porosity hair's friend, whereas low porosity, you don't need any kind of protein treatments because it's going to further make your hair real thick. Did we have any other questions on the high porosity?
Well, I'm distracted by my 18-year-old that decides he wants to take out the trash during my live. So I'm hoping y'all don't hear all of this noise. Mom, let's see your hair. Let's see what type of hair you have. Okay, so it's been a few minutes now. What should we? Because there's a question about an item that you have in your store. I'm going to ask that when we're talking about products. I think you're gonna have to repeat the porosity, but give us context once we see floating or not. So that way we can be like, okay, this is the one we have.
Yeah. So it looks like, well, I already know mine hair type, and it definitely, I don't think you guys can see this. No, can you see? I don't think you can see it, but my hair is floating at the top, and if your hair stays at the top, it usually means you have high porosity, because that usually means that moisture and water cannot really penetrate your hair too much. And when it does take up the moisture, it's going to reject the rest, and that's usually why the hair stays floating to the top. If it's in the higher range of the water, let's say, for example, my water's up to here. So if it was in the middle, you can definitely tell that your hair is medium porosity. If it sinks to the bottom, it is definitely high porosity. But mine's at the top, so it is definitely low porosity hair.
Okay, so low porosity is at the top. Medium porosity means it's starting to sink and it's kind of midway. And if it goes all the way to the bottom, that means it's high porosity.
That's correct.
Okay. Put in the chat what type of porosity you have. I have everything I have is still floating at the top.
Yeah, that's exactly what mine's doing.
And so, but even though it had, but it's doing that on its own and not because I have product on my hair.
Yeah, it's going to do it on its own usually, but majority of the time, if you're heavy-handed with product, it's going to sink, and so therefore it's not that accurate. That's why I'm going to go over the list of the characteristics of high and low porosity hair. I did a little bit of the high, and I'm going to do a little bit more of the low.
Okay. Alyssa Shank Stewart says she's low. So the three of us are all low.
Okay.
We all have hair that did not sink. It's floating on the top. And I'm just kind of verifying that they're all, so it looks like for me, every area of my hair is all the same.
And it's not usually like that too, because you can pull some from the middle and it'll go straight to the bottom. You can pull some from the back and it'll just float. It's not always the same everywhere in your hair, but from where I pulled, everything is floating. Now, did anybody else have any hair that sunk? Went to the bottom? Anybody?
So let's see. We have a question. So, okay. So Yvonne Green says she wants to confirm high means it's gone to the very bottom, and low means it's at the top.
That's correct.
That's correct. And medium means boom, it's just sinking right there.
And that's where you really want your hair to be.
And that's where you want your hair to be.
Yes.
So our goal is to have medium porosity hair.
Yes, or closest to medium as possible.
So are we looking to train our hair to be medium porosity? Is that?
You can temporarily have medium porosity with hair products, but it does not mean that it's going to stay at medium porosity. It's usually just temporary with hair products. Because usually if your hair is a low porosity, majority of the time it's going to stay low porosity. But if you're putting like lots of chemicals in your hair, it's like relaxers or something like that, generally it's safe to say that it's going to be high porosity and you're just going to stay there unless you do a big chop and cut off all your hair.
Okay. And this might be a goofy question, but can you change the porosity of your hair makeup by like taking in a lot of vitamins, drinking a lot of water? Does that change your hair porosity?
Not necessarily. It just definitely helps in the health of the hair, but generally speaking, if you're low, it's usually permanent that you're low, and that's why we always have hair products to aid and help your hair be more in the middle. It's just to create a balance of hair porosity that you want to be in the middle. You don't want it too high, and you definitely don't want it too low. So yeah, it's usually permanent, but those help your whole body and your hair, like the vitamins and stuff.
Okay, we have another business owner here, Dana Avent. I don't know if you all know her from Avent Catering restaurant that was in Fairfield, but now she has her own food service business. I think she sells life insurance now. I don't know. She's a she's coming from an enterprise company. But she says that's great info. And let's see.
Thank you.
Oh, Miss Mary. Hey, Miss Mary Grant. Okay, so she missed the first part. How important is porosity of the hair? I think that's worth kind of restating.
Yeah, knowing your hair porosity is going to let you know what type of hair products that you need in your hair. If you have a low porosity, it generally means that you need to probably more focus on the ends of your hair versus your whole of your hair. And the reason, because with low porosity, your hair is generally can hold water for a long time, and then like if you don't use a blow dry, your hair will be wet for a longer time. Versus as high porosity, if your hair is high porosity, your hair will dry just like that. So it's good to know how your hair behaves, to know what is the low porosity or high porosity, what products you need to aid in your hair. Because if you have high porosity hair and you're having hair products that's for high porosity, you're going to further damage your hair and aid in more hair breakage, and vice versa with low porosity as well.
Okay, so I want everyone, if you're like, okay, now I'm interested, I want to do the test, I want you to right now run and get your 4 cups of water. You now know where to take your hairs and do the test. So don't let that stop you. If you're just now catching on and now interested, do that, because now, Tiffany, you're going to tell us by Hair Porosity some good products that we should use, right? Where do you want to start? Do you want to start? Oh, and by the way, Dana says she met you. She met you at she met you already.
Yeah, she did. I know.
If I'm going to put the shop's address while you're talking, Tiffany. If you all go into Crown Beauty Supply, A, I want you to check in on your phone. B, I want you to do a picture with Tiffany or whoever's in the shop. And we want you to shout her out, because this is the day of a pandemic, and she's doing things very safely. You were telling me that only 4 people are allowed in your shop at one time.
Yes, that's correct.
And you were saying that you can now order online through your website. You very quickly ramped your website up to cover so many of your products. Or you could even call and say, I would like to order X, Y, and Z. And you can order that through Cash App, different things. And she has a service where you will deliver to our house if it's local for a fee.
Contact-free delivery. Yes, that's
contact-free delivery. And also we have and we can have curbside delivery. Is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Okay, and I'll have you repeat that later. But now I want you're going to start with low porosity. What type of products?
Okay, so for low porosity, I have here the Alikay's black soap moisturizing shampoo. Now this is good because generally speaking, a lot of low porosity hair ladies, they like to put a lot of products in their hair, and so you want to make sure you're clarifying your hair. So this is a very good clarifying shampoo. If you are product heavy, you probably want to clarify your hair once a month. But if you're light in products and just use oils and light butters every once in a while, then I would say every 10 weeks. But this is a really good clarifying shampoo for low porosity hair. And then another really good, actually I have 2 really good deep conditioners. I have Afro-Tastic Curl Deep Conditioning Treatment by Sultanicals. I actually used this on Sunday, and oh my gosh, as soon as I put it in my hair, it felt really nice and slippery, and it was really good. With this one, even in the direction.
That's the one Mayor Lori Wilson likes?
No, she likes not butter, which is this one right here. Whoops. She likes not butter. She likes this one right here.
Now, did I skip it? Is that still low porosity?
Oh yeah, that's still for low porosity. You can use that for both. But I'm just saying the products that I'm showing you, it's just for the best for your hair type. Not to say that high porosity you can't use it. You just don't need to use it as much. But even in the instructions for this Curl Elastic Deep Conditioning Treatment,
Mm-hmm.
You should definitely, you can use indirect heat. Indirect heat is good. I know a lot of people are like, I don't like to put heat in my hair, but indirect heat is good. You just put a shower cap on your hair, and then either you can have like a bonnet hair dryer or just a regular hair dryer, and sit underneath that thing with the shower cap and let the steam work in his hair, because it's going to open and relax your cuticles so that deep conditioner can penetrate your hair. And that's what you want. And after you do the deep conditioning process, it's going to feel good. And the same thing with Ali K's Honey and Sage. And this is the one that you have. Yes,
Yeah.
this is what you like. This is Low Porosity's friend here. Like, again, you don't want to do too much of the deep conditionings. I say do them every once a month and do them on a routine schedule, because you don't want to over condition your hair. Then it's going to be 2 weeks and it's going to break off. But with low porosity hair, it's really good to put a lot of oils and butters on the end of your hair versus your whole strand. And that's important to know, because the ends of our hair, when you have low porosity, it will dry out a whole lot faster than it would if you had higher porosity hair.
So Dana says her
let's
hair
move
sunk
on
to the bottom. Dana said,
I'm sorry?
Quick question. Dana said her hair sunk to the bottom. Is it low or high?
It's high porosity.
High porosity.
And we were going there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, just so you know, when you were talking about low porosity, and you, and by the way, that sage, honey and sage, I bought it because you said it was a good quality and you said it smelled good. That's the only reason.
Oh, it smells really good.
But it turns out that that was a good product for my hair. And by the way, I did the contactless delivery. And I was so impressed because I got a text and said, well, first of all, I was surprised because I ordered it. And then it said it will be delivered later that day. And I'm like, who does that? And then I got a text like in no time that said your product has dropped off. So it was ready. I knew I was coming out of braids, and I was talking to you Saturday, and you said put heat. Heat is your friend. Yes. And so I really ended up with really, really soft hair. And I'm so glad I bought the right product. My fear was you were going to say that was not the right one for you.
No. Generally speaking, most hair types that have like the tight coils and kinks, generally speaking, they're usually low porosity. And that just means it's really good to put hair products on your hair when your hair is damp and not when it's wet. But you can tell majority of the time that when you have coils and kinks, you're generally speaking low porosity. But now someone said that their hair sunk to the bottom, so that's high porosity, and I want to offer some products for that one.
Yes.
All right, so I have the Miel Rice Water Collection. This one is really good because there's protein in there. I think it's about 16% of protein that's in rice water. And when you have high porosity hair, your hair is usually thin and it breaks easily because it dries so quickly. So you want to make sure you're adding protein treatments in there. And rice water definitely has a lot of protein treatments in there, a lot of protein in there. And so this is a really good product for that, the rice water. Oh, there we go. Can you see that?
Yep.
All right. And also,
what brand is that again?
Miel.
Okay, Miel. Okay.
Yeah, she has the whole rice water collection, and it's not necessary to have rice water treatments on low porosity hair because your hair is already a strong cuticle. But if you have high porosity, that's protein treatments are your friend as well. You can even get a bag of rice if you wanted to, and then get the rice water on there and put that on your hair, because the protein is going to strengthen the weak hair cuticles that you have in high porosity hair. And then let's see, apple cider vinegar rinses. I do have some products that have apple cider vinegar in there for co-washing. I didn't bring them with me, unfortunately, but apple cider vinegar is very good for high porosity hair, because generally speaking, high porosity hair is usually on the alkaline side, and then so you need something to bring the alkaline down and put acidity in there, and apple cider vinegar will do that when you rinse your hair with that. So that's what did you know? Did you not know that?
No, I didn't know that, but I sometimes I get to watching just YouTube videos about natural hair,
Mm-hmm.
and I have seen where people put together their own masks and things,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen one that's called something about how to grow your hair fast.
Mm-hmm.
And they did they had the rice, put the rice in a pot, let it sit, pour it off, put water back again, and then you do different things with that water for your hair.
Yeah, see, that will grow your hair fast if you have high porosity hair, but it will be a detriment to you if you have low porosity hair. And a lot of people don't know that. And that is a very important, and that is key to your hair growth. And especially
Okay.
if your goal is length retention, you don't want to do that if you have a low porosity hair.
And they don't teach that. They don't teach that.
No,
they
they
tell you
don't.
that. So Dana, if you did that, boom, your hair would just grow. Like,
Yes,
you know, because
that is true.
giving your hair everything that it's craving and needs.
That's
But
correct.
for us, low porosity, that would be damaging. So no apple cider vinegar, no rice water for us, because that would be damaging. So Alyssa, that would be bad for us. Let's see, and I see some other questions. Oh, some good questions too. So there was Miss Mary Grant says, is the honey and sage good for natural hairstyles?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Honey in general in hair products is a good. What honey does, it pulls the moisture from the air and leaves it in your hair. So whether you have high porosity or low porosity, you want to use that ingredients that have honey in it, because moisture is good for both hair porosity types.
Okay. Lisa Clinton has a great question. She says, are these products specifically for natural hair? If you have a relaxer, can you use them?
You can use them. I wouldn't use them all the time, but they're usually specifically for natural hair. But I know ladies who are relaxed and they use it because they love the way it makes their hair feel, their texture comes out nice and soft. And I'm like, yeah, you can use them, but it's just usually specifically for natural hair, but you can.
Okay. And if you are transitioning and you did this test, will some of your hair sink and some of it not? Like, how does that work if you're transitioning?
Usually it'll sink. If it doesn't go all the way to the bottom, usually it'll go all the way to the bottom or near the bottom. Relaxed processed hair are usually on the high side of the porosity.
And what if you are trying to transition during the pandemic?
The best thing to do is make sure you do routines for your roots. If you don't want to cut off all your hair, you don't have to. I didn't do that. I didn't want to do that. You can just grow your hair out from the roots, do your deep condition, once every, 10 weeks, or if you are product heavy, you might want to do it once a month. And just grow your hair from the roots and then cut off little by little, like clip your ends. I'm not meaning like a whole chop your ends, but just little by little. You can do it that way as well, because you can wear, protective hairstyles and still grow your hair. We have growth oils, growth vitamins that you can use to increase your hair growth. You can do that too. You can wear wigs, but always protect your hair. Wear a stocking cap on your head. You just want to do whatever you can to just decrease hair breakage, and you can transition that way. That's what I did, and I I wouldn't cut my hair off.
Mm-hmm. And did you just Dana said she wish she had known this about all of this in the beginning of her natural hair journey.
Well, a lot of us didn't know at the beginning, and it just took people to time to adjust. Like, I don't know if I really want to have natural hair. I just don't know what to do. But over time, it's been out for like a while. People just embracing their natural hair, and now the game is really cemented, and everybody who's learning about it going to get really good information out there. So it's okay.
Okay. And Mary said, yeah, me too. That she, she had known. Dana said she
right
down her back by now. She knows.
Right.
So for transitioning hair, so these days, many of us need to be Zoom cute, is what I call it, Zoom cute. And so say we're transitioning, we're trying to figure out our hair, would you recommend a few products, one or two every few days to maybe kind of rinse your hair, put a product, maybe do cornrowed braids, dry it, and then loosen it up for a Zoom call? Is that the best way to manage even transitional hair?
No, I wouldn't say that unless you're comfortable with the outcome. Because usually, like if you're transitioning and you want to wear a twist out, generally speaking, your roots are going to be nice and thick. And this is both hair porosities. It's not just, it'll be everyone. If your ends of your hair are relaxed and you have the nice and natural thick hair, you can just wear your hair out and then your ends going to be really thin and broken off. And it probably wouldn't look that great. But if your hair is nice and full from root to tip, whether it's relaxed or not, I say go for it. But if your hair is thinned out and you have really nice and full thick hair, I wouldn't suggest it. You can always use clip-ins. You can do that. There's always twist and butters that you can use for the end of your hairs, even if it is relaxed. I would just try to stick with the wigs and cornrow your hair and put some oils on your hair.
Cornrow your hair and put some oil in here. And so I just had the thought to just go to your website right quick.
Okay.
Because you're giving us a lot of different things that we can do for ourselves, because we want to be Zoom cute, let your essential worker out, out doing that great work. And by the way, from what I'm hearing, we're about to go into lockdown. Our numbers, COVID-19 numbers are increasing, and the rumor is that by December 20th, we are going to go back to sheltering in place. So that is the word on the street that's coming from different sources, but I did not hear it by looking at the governor's website. So I want to make that clear. So let me show your website. We need some quick hair styles where we can look fabulous, feel fabulous, even when we're at home. And this website is crown26beautysupply.com. If we were going to make sure that, some products for us you have body care here now too. Where would I go if I just wanted to say, how do I do just a cute, quick style?
Depends on what you want to achieve. Do you want like a wig? That's the quickest you can get.
Yeah, but can I buy a wig online, or do I need to come to the store?
You can buy it online and you can have it delivered to you the same day within an hour or less. If you don't really want,
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you, let's say, I'm not sure if I have it up there, but thanks for reminding me. But we do have wigs that are like crocheted braid, but it's actually a wig. Like some people don't want to dread their hair, or that just takes too much time. So you can get yourself a nice dreaded wig. I don't believe I put it on my website, but I forgot that it's there. But it'll be under the wigs. I'm going to add that today, now that I think about it.
Okay. And now, what did you call it? You said that's a crochet wig?
It looks like your hair is crocheted in, but it's actually a wig, a dread wig, and it's just like, a little wavy, and then it has loose ends that are wavy as well. If you don't want to actually sit down and get your hair crocheted in with passion twists or like dreaded hair or locked hair. And these ones are just ponytails. That's a quick ponytail. The Nicola,
do we need something for our edges?
Yes, the best edge control. I have two that are the best. The Kaleidoscope with the Miracle Drops in there, because even with myself, I got nice and thin edges from prolonged wearing wigs. But that has been growing back my edges. And also She Is Bomb. You would love to do that with your ponytails.
Okay, so She Is Bomb. Is that on your website yet?
Yes, it is.
Do I go to Edge Control, or do I go to?
It'll be on Edge Control.
You said you got a whole section for Edge Control.
Yeah, and I'm adding more stuff daily.
Okay, got it. So, I like lavender stuff. Yeah, I'm a bit of a product. I've got an issue. I don't need to be on this website. I'm coming off it here as fast as I can. But I see where you have, you said balm.
Yeah,
Cheese
she
balm.
is.
Mhm. And did you
She's
say that?
black owned, by the way.
Oh, nice, nice. And did you say it has extra, it has an extra product in it that strengthens your edges?
It's actually the kaleidoscope one that does, and I realize I don't have it up there, but I definitely am going to put that up there. But kaleidoscope miracle drops, I do have the miracle drops, and that's under the kaleidoscope, and that really works really well.
Yeah, you had me buy that.
You bought the Hair Infinity.
Well, I bought the Hair Affinity, but the
Oh
kaleidoscope,
yeah, the tab you went before. Yes, correct.
the
Yes.
miracle drops.
Mm-hmm.
When I
That's
say I
under
have
the
a product
kaleidoscope.
issue, but I feel like I wanted, okay, so here's a question. So I have all these products that I will never use again because I don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
What's the safest, what's the best thing to do with old products?
Well,
You
if you're
didn't
not,
deal with that. You said I only deal with the new stuff. I don't deal with the old stuff. I don't have any advice for you.
well, you toss them if they're old and they're not using them anymore. Toss them.
All right. It's okay, right? This is what I have.
Oh, there goes the miracle drops. I didn't put it under the edge control. There it
And
is, right
I believe
there.
I bought the last one. When are you getting more of that?
Actually, I have a few more left. I'm getting more of them this Friday. I'll be fully stocked for that one.
Okay, so if somebody wants these miracle drops on a website, it says out of stock, but the truth is, you have 2 in inventory, so they should call you
Yes.
and order it, or they should and put that thing on hold and then buy it and come get a curbside delivery.
That's correct. You can pre-order some of the stuff. That's correct.
Okay.
It's only some stuff, not all.
Oh, okay. So Lisa likes Zoom Cute.
Zoom Cute. Yes, I love it.
Yay. Okay. Let's see. Any other final, because I feel like I've had you tied up for 45 minutes and I feel like I'm shopping now and I need to get myself together. But I want everybody else to shop. I want you to go to Crown 26 beautysupply.com. I'm going to put that website address here in the folder. If there's any last questions, ask them now. But I'm going to put the website. And so, Tiff, bring us home. So, Mary Grant, let's see. Let me turn this off. Let's give Mary our full attention. Okay, so Mary says she's never warmed to having foreign hair on her hair. Some 28 years ago, my stylist put in a piece for a fuller updo, and it just drove her crazy. She doesn't want add-ins. Or is the quality better?
Well, if you don't like added in hair, then you just rock your hair for what it is. But the hair that I have, it's high quality hair. It's like you're not going to be itching from the hair. I just make sure I have really good added human hair. And generally speaking, the human hair that I have, the curly human hair, that blends in well with the natural hair types. And I usually put them in as clips. And they don't come in clips, but they can be made into clips if you want to do that. But if you don't want to add any kind of hair to your hair, you don't have to. Just rock you. Just be you.
Yeah. And Miss Mary, I don't know why you would add hair anyway. Like your hair is, she has this thick, beautiful, luscious hair, and she wears it short and kind of, and it's so thick and beautiful.
Miss Mary, would you even wear crochet braids?
Let's see what she says.
Okay.
And while she's responding, because we're having a full chat conversation on Miss Mary. So Nicole Jackson, Nicole Jackson. Nicole Jackson said
hello, Miss
that
Jackson.
that you carried is it Deuce?
The Dew, it means the what?
The what products, which smells amazing. Yeah, I saw. I was looking at those products, and I saw Big Papa, and I'm from New York, so
yes.
I was like, oh.
By the way, you call me Big Papa. Yes, I love that one. Yes, it smells so amazing. That one is what she's referring to is the the curl defining Big Papa Gel. Yes, that really makes the curls on your hair pop for natural hair. Absolutely.
And so Miss Mary is typing. She says, yeah, she says she's desired a fuller head of hair now. So now she's back to her natural hairstyle.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot what you asked her, but she said no.
She doesn't want to wear crochet braids. I was asking would she wear crochet braids. She's nope.
No,
All right,
not interested.
I love it.
She is not interested in that at all. And I know Miss Mary is in, oh, you're welcome, Miss Mary. You have gorgeous hair. And so I know Miss Mary is in Vallejo. Do you deliver to Vallejo?
Yes, we do. We deliver to Vallejo and as far as Vacaville.
Okay. So Vallejo, Fairfield,
Sassoon, Vacaville.
And Vacaville.
Yes.
Other than that, you need to come do curbside delivery.
That's correct.
Or you can come on in the store, but no more than 4 people.
That's correct.
And wear your mask.
Wear your mask is a must. Yes.
Okay, got it. All right, this is good. Okay, so bring us home. What do you want us to know about keeping our hair healthy during the pandemic? Any just final words of wisdom? And is everybody in, and I want to know, is everybody in the store just as amazing as you, all your sales folk?
Well, the main thing that I want everyone to know is even though we're in a pandemic, you can still take care of your hair, pay attention to your hair, know how it behaves. If you have low porosity, you want to make sure you put the oils and the butters on the ends of your hair. And if you have high porosity, put oils and butter over your whole strand of your hair. And just to take care of your hair, do your routines. If you're shampooing once a week, deep conditionings at least once a month if you're heavy on hair products. But overall in all, just love your hair, and no matter what stage it is at. And Crown 26 Beauty Supply Store will be here for your beauty needs. Okay.
Yay! This has been so much fun.
I enjoyed myself. Thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome. And you have a good one. You stand by. I'm gonna put you in the green room while I say goodbye to our viewers.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know if you all feel the same way, but I absolutely have enjoyed this episode. We have episodes coming up next week. I saw that we had a lot of small business owners. We're doing a small business, how to do business with the government series. We had a little touch of one last week, and due to popular demand, we are asking the team from NorCal PTAT to come in 3 days next week, and we will be releasing that schedule soon. We also have upcoming tomorrow, we have someone from Fairfield, Cam from Fairfield Change that is coming. So if you're out of Fairfield, you should be on our show tomorrow to talk to Cam about Fairfield Change and what is going on. They're an advocacy group, and a few weeks ago, a few of them they went to a city council meeting and they ended up in jail. Yep. I'm pausing for the effect. So we're going to talk to Cam tomorrow and see what was that all about. And so that is going on. Then Friday, we have a special episode of Unsung Heroes. And in Unsung Heroes, we're going to be meeting the folks from Solano, Vicky from Solano Alerts. So, and I don't know if y'all can hear it. My family is in here having a full conversation during my live. So anyway, with that, I will see you all later. Thank you for being here with us. Take care.